Welcome back to the program. Joining me live in the studio is the former Speaker in the House of Reps. He's the Shadow Cabinet Secretary, Andrew Wallace. My colleague Andrew Clennell reported before the break that the Coalition is supporting that Nauru deal going to a Senate inquiry. I thought you would have got on board for the deportation of that cohort as soon as possible, but the Coalition's delaying that now.
Well, no, the Senate inquiry, as I understand it, will be very quick. It'll be done tomorrow night, and the bill, depending on what the outcome of the Senate inquiry is, of course.
So done in the night.
It'll be quick, but we think it's important on these sorts of things to have some degree of scrutiny on it. I don't think that's unusual at all.
But it won't delay the deportations, you wouldn't think?
Well, in the broader scheme of things, a one evening Senate inquiry is unlikely to have a material impact on the length of someone's stay in Australia.
So it's not going to be something that runs for...
No,
Senate inquiries, as you know, can go for months and months. This is a one-night inquiry.
This is a quick...
That's good clarification.
Yep.
Okay, so because it is one of the things that we associate with the Coalition is it's going to be strong on...
Absolutely.
Border protection.
The NZYQ cohort are people that we do not want in this country. We've seen assaults, we've even seen a murder perpetrated by one of these individuals, or allegedly. We don't want these people on the streets or in Australia for a moment longer than is possible.
The Minister for Home Affairs, meantime, has just announced the permanent migration number. It's going to stay flat at 185,000. So is it good the government's listening in terms of certainly not increasing that number and taking people's concerns on board? Well,
time will tell. I mean, you can't just... When someone is looking for a home, or if someone is looking for a job, or if someone's looking for the sort of resources that we need in our community, the permanent migration level is really pretty irrelevant. It's the net migration that figure that is important to look at. In the 22-23 year, that was over 500,000 people. Since Labor came in, 1.2 million people. A city the size of
That number you mentioned was
Adelaide.
After COVID. That was always going to be a bounce back when you shut down the whole country.
But you can't just look at the permanent migration level. You've got to look at the net migration level for the number of people that the government is bringing into the country. People who are on visas still need to live in homes. So we still have a homegrown housing crisis in this country that this government is simply not doing.
Obviously, it's a genuine issue to be debated. The Prime Minister said yesterday that there were good people at the rallies on the weekend. He knew that was the reality, despite some of the extremist elements that were there. Today we saw the Premier interrupted by a self-described neo-Nazi. Surely we've got to dial this down a bit and show respect to individuals like the Premier of Victoria, regardless of what you think of politics. Individuals like neo-Nazis throwing sprays around is not appropriate, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, we are a country of people that have come from somewhere else. Virtually all of us have come from somewhere else at some point.
Including that self-described neo-Nazi, incidentally, born in New Zealand, but sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. I'm not aware of where this individual has come from. But we have been a proud migrant nation for many, many years. And hopefully that will continue. But this sort of social cohesion, this tearing apart of social cohesion that we're now seeing in recent times is of great concern to me. Susan Lee gave a terrific 90-second speech in the Parliament yesterday, which talked about the importance of social cohesion in this country. But she also talked about how the marches have been hijacked. Now, whether it's the marches that are anti-Israel and pro-Hamas, there are good people that go to that, but those marches get hijacked. Equally, we saw the march on the weekend where good people with good intentions that want to support Australia and the Australian flag, they've gone to that, but they've been hijacked. But what we are seeing is double standards from this government.
And we need civility in the whole process because, you rightly point out that Australians, it's a multicultural country and
Absolutely.
success story. But something we do as a democracy is debate issues and don't resort to the sort of rubbish that we saw at the weekend with the fringe elements, not the vast majority, but the fringe elements should be condemned and prosecuted.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. The last thing we want to see in this country is foreign conflicts being brought to our shores. And when you look at what we have managed over the last, since Federation, since 1901, we have been able to bring in large numbers of people from other countries with their cultures and all of their different religions and thoughts and ideas on life. But we've been able to create a social, cohesive environment.
Yeah.
But that's changing now, Kieran.
Changing or
it's changing.
being tested?
It's being tested. It is being tested.
It's a big call to say it's changing.
Well, it's being...
Shouldn't leaders try and keep it as is?
It's being tested. Our social cohesion in this country is being tested. And that's largely because I think there has been a vacuum of leadership in this space. You can't have a rule for one group of protesters and a rule for others. You can't have the government saying nothing to see here in relation to pro-Hamas demonstrations and people flying terrorist flags and then come out and condemn groups of people who are supporting Australia and the Australian flag.
Andrew Wallace, appreciate your time.
I was hoping to talk to you, get onto the issue about the deep fakes issues too, because that's really important.
OK, well, we'll do it next time. My apologies, we're out of time. I have got your Shadow Minister, Melissa McIntosh, coming up later in the program.
Thanks, Kieran.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.